Hey everyone, my name is Michael Lai with
Hi.
Asian Feed.
Hi,
I
Mike.
first just wanted to congratulate both of you on another amazing season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. I
Oh, the
really,
whole
really
thing?
enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Mhm. All right. And Christine, we'll start with you. What should audiences expect from the new season?
Wow. Audiences, of course, can expect the bling and drama, but this season, we'll see the friendship group kind of go through another stage of shaking up and a lot of allegations back and forth. But also, on the brighter side, a trip to Paris. Which was the highlight of in real life, it was the highlight of my year, taking you to Paris, because I think I've gotten so accustomed to fashion and travel that to see things fresh and newly through Kevin's eyes made me realize how blessed we are and how lucky we all are.
Yeah, first time in Paris, which was like total culture shock.
And to dress him up like a Barbie doll, that was a lot of fun too. Because I
That,
never had like little brothers or sisters.
that was traumatizing.
And he cleans up so nicely.
I felt so fragile, like walking around. It's like, oh my God, like each step is like making this
No,
threat, like
he
soup
was
worth
loving it.
less.
He was like, more cameras, more cameras. No, in all seriousness, it was a tough season for me because I felt like I was being my authentic self. I went through a very vulnerable stage. I opened up, which I usually keep a guard up, but I really let my guard down and opened up, and it wasn't received in the way that I thought my friends would react. And I was really disappointed in the game of gossip and in how some folks didn't take the time to seek out the truth or seek out the facts, but really jumped on the bandwagon very quickly. But the good news is that the truth does come out. And in real life, there were witnesses and the incident was documented. So I do have a sigh of relief that maybe viewers will see that, I was telling the truth.
Yeah, I think Michael, like a lot of things switch again on a lot of things and stories. And I too can fall in the trap of gossip and believing someone's word, right? But what I've learned, especially with the last 3 years of being in this friend group, is like you got to listen and then find the facts for yourself, or realize, or figure out if that's just someone's opinion. Because there's a lot of opinions that go through, but there's an old saying that we learned in grade school is everybody's got an opinion, like everyone's got a fart, right? Everybody likes this. We went to different grade schools.
Like, I don't remember that class.
Yeah. It's not a class.
About farting.
Just a saying. But it's like, everyone's got one, it's just, you got to really find out the real truth of some people.
Absolutely. And Kevin, you've definitely come a long way since the beginning of the show. How would you say you've grown since season one?
Oh my God, since season one, I think the most growth is that I knew I didn't have a huge life that I always wanted to have more purpose in my life and to do more things that were meaningful, but now I get to do that. For instance, the last year, it's been not revolved around Bling Empire and the cast. It's actually been around not only my romance, but entrepreneurship, starting a new company, or trying to get a real life car or something like that, or traveling the world in France. Like, it's just so many things.
He's become so fancy.
Yeah,
he's building a real empire.
Yeah, I haven't skateboarded for probably 8 months, which is like
God.
crazy, right? Like I feel like I'm getting, these legs are getting weaker or something. But I just feel like I've grown a lot more, and even in like the business world, I feel like people are taking me a little bit more seriously. That I'm not just some skateboard guy trying to chase girls or something like that.
Absolutely. And this question is for both of you. If each of you had to choose, what would you say was your most memorable moment of the new season?
The new season. Ooh, okay. I think go for it.
Oh, I mean, for me, Paris was so much fun, and it was a much needed, lighthearted kind of chapter in this saga of drama and gossip and pettiness. And so I really appreciated this. I really appreciate Kevin, and I appreciate his authenticity and his friendship. and being able to kind of escape from all of that, which was happening in LA, and go into, my favorite city, and to play tour guide, to play a little bit of Oprah, like you get couture and you get couture, and giving is my love language. So I am really grateful you gave me the opportunity to give back to you.
You can do more of that if you want.
Which is so much fun. Yes, I gave you surgery yesterday.
That's true.
Somebody got free surgery yesterday.
I had a lipoma taken out of my back. So, yeah, hopefully that'll air next season. But I think for me, too, the biggest memory, I don't want to give away too much since she spoke about Paris, but when I was thinking about Paris, I was like, oh, actually, you know what was the biggest memorable moment was thinking I was going to have the car of my dreams and then crashing it. And actually, it became quite a blessing in disguise. Like, first of all, I didn't know I had to pay California tax on it. So I was like, oh my God. And then also, I didn't realize electric car insurance was so expensive. And I was like, actually, maybe this is actually a good thing. I wouldn't have been able to afford it anyway.
Although he's living in the penthouse of his new building now.
It's okay. I call it a penthouse because it's on the top floor. But I mean, if you came to my place, you'd be like, this is just a
closet.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And Christine, you were certainly involved in many of the major storylines this season. Are there any off-camera moments or conversations that you wish could have been included on camera?
Oh, that's such a great question.
So many.
It's really disappointing to me how things unraveled with Kane, because off camera, he was very, very nice to me, and he was supportive. And what viewers don't see is that the day that I received the phone call, he actually came over. There was a rift with Anna and a lot of the cast members, and particularly with Kane. They had a really big falling out. And so he had come over that morning to essentially unload all of his grievances about Anna and to kind of warn me about what she's going through in life right now. So as that is the backdrop, and me receiving that phone call, which was witnessed by a lot of people and documented, that propelled me to kind of, I thought it was a safe space. So that's when I kind of like blurted out what happened on the, what was said on the call. And I think it's just, it's a little saddening to me to think that someone can be so kind and loving to your face and then behind your back kind of play these games. But it's also an important lesson on who to trust, and it's a growth opportunity. So I don't mean to like sound sad, but I am a little disappointed. But hopefully things will turn back around. I don't know.
Absolutely. And this final question is again for both of you. What lessons, if any, did each of you feel like you've learned this season, either about yourselves or about someone else in the group?
That's it. I mean, I felt like you nailed it on the head with that. But I would say that I know this not okay. I should watch what I say about this, but I feel like there's a couple things. I think when growing up, I always thought rich people had it all, wealthy people, and then they're the most smartest, most intelligent. They just had something I didn't have. But actually, what I realized is I actually have more. And actually, a lot of rich people are they have all the other shit that other stuff that we have. They can try to use people, gossip, take people down, vindictive, jealous, have secrets. Everybody has all of that too. I'm not saying that only rich people do, but I just didn't think they had those characteristics or problems. Everything seems so polished and everything, but it's like I think that was my biggest lesson, and that just because they're wealthy doesn't make them less smarter. Doesn't make me less smarter than them, and I can hopefully be an example of somebody who has integrity, can be honest, and also be wealthy eventually, hopefully, and not have to be that person and to kind of represent like a successful, wealthy Asian person in a good way as well.
I think for me, I learned that I'm a at the core, I'm a bringer together. I like harmony and I like community, and I really thrive in that environment. And maybe I was a little naive to not recognize that sometimes people come from hurt people. And a lot of times the toxicity and the negativity that comes out is not really about you, or it's not, it's not necessarily about me, but it could be from whatever circumstance that person may be in or going through, and sometimes it's a lot of projection, and sometimes it's also deflection from what they're experiencing. So kind of taking everything with a grain of salt and rising above it, and staying true to myself.
Absolutely. Thank you both so much for your time today. It's always a pleasure, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you too.
Mike.